Well, hello there. Hi, Lord Bap. Bap. Many thanks for that. And you've got a sword. That's cool. We love a fish with a sword. That's pretty great. That's pretty neat. That's pretty awesome. Hello, welcome to the stream. My name is Quimby. Today I'm gonna be doing some more base building. I was planning on maybe doing a community game stream, but that took entirely more mental energy than I currently have at the moment. So base building it is. It's gonna be chill. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be fun. One exciting thing is we did reach the follower goal yesterday while I was offline, which means that at some point today I have to give my loudest E that I can. I think we're gonna do that a little bit later once we're actually, maybe a bit into the swing of things, but don't let me forget, alright? The E has to happen. We gotta get that sweet, sweet E content. Very important, very important. But yeah, for, I guess, to get back to the subject of the day, a few days ago, I cleared out some leviathans from my world to make it a bit easier for me to collect the resources that I need for base building. So we're going to take advantage of that today and just kind of drill the heck out of the titanium in the lava zone. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be great. We're gonna have a good time of it. It's gonna be a-okay. Yeah, that's really the plan for today. Not feeling like making a big production out of anything, so we may as well just maybe pause the intro music and get started pretty soon. Pretty neat, pretty cool, pretty chill, pretty fun. Yeah, I hope that the days are treating you all well. I was pretty busy yesterday. I was doing lots of things, and then I was sitting in my kitchen at like 3 a.m. making spaghetti. It was a time. Alright, but let's go ahead and pause the intro music. Intro music has been paused. Turn up volume on Subnautica and get ready to switch the scene in 3, 2, 1, and pop! Hi, Shard Spoon! Hello, we are just booting up Subnautica. Subnautica, if you know what I mean. Yeah. I hope you're doing well. Hope your day is treating you okay. I was very busy yesterday, much more busy than I expected to be, but, yes, I'm here now. I keep meaning to try and cut all of the, ums and stuff out of my words, but then I just still catch myself saying them anyway, and that's a bit off. But, welcome back to Subnautica. We've still got our mystery eggs there that have yet to hatch. Maybe they will decide to come be friends eventually, but not at the moment. The goal for today is to do a good amount of base building, just get that. Why is my base losing power? Oh, it's nighttime. It's nighttime and the solar panels won't be in production, and the filtration machine is still on, so it needs to pull the power, and it's not being replenished by the solar panels. Okay. That took a second, but we figured it out. Let's just begin our day with some coffee. Always gotta start your day with some coffee. It's a nice good plan, gets you that caffeine content to be able to make it through your day. I don't actually start my day off with coffee because I don't like the taste, but shh, this is fine. Alright. Ready? And tasty. Tasty water with beans. I mean, that's all that coffee really is. Water and beans. We finished off the alien containment tank area yesterday, but these eggs still have yet to hatch. Coffee? Yeah, it's about the coffee, Shad Spoon. You really got my number on that one. It's about the coffee. I didn't already use my Twitch Prime sub. I'd sub. Yeah, that's chill. Use your Prime wherever you wish. I'm not gonna place it, but thank you. I appreciate the sentiment, Rogue. Welcome to the stream. I am looking at these eggs because they have not hatched yet, and I was gonna immediately head down to the Lost River and continue where I left off on my base, but But now I'm really curious about what's in the eggs again, because they're very confusing eggs. I don't know what's in them. They're just sort of there. At some point today, we might do a bit more Reaper slaying, you know, head to the dunes or something and take out another little guy. Funautica? Heck yeah! We have fun here. The fish probably don't have fun here, but that's fine. We're not going to talk about it. It's just good times all around. Good times to be had by all. I am obsessively checking these eggs. I want to know what's in them. What are you? What are you? How long do you take to hatch? What are you doing? What is this? Why is this? What's happened? It's fine. I should stop mother henning the eggs. The issue, chat, is that I don't want to leave it because in case it's something dangerous that could like actually harm my base, I don't want to, you know, just come back up to the surface to find this entire area trashed and, you know, turned into a waste zone. Let's go ahead and drop some titanium in Scorpio to bring back to the bottom of the world with us. I mean, yeah, it's cool to have titanium up here, but have you considered that I also need a lot of titanium in the bottom of the world? So we're just going to dip into my supplies a little bit. Accidentally ended up with the perfect amount there. That was cool. So it's like I really, really want to go down and actually start my base building, but I'm terrified of what those eggs are going to be, because what if it's like a, I don't know, dangerous hostile creature that is going to attempt to destroy me and everything that I care about. Thanks, Ada. I barely left. I should maybe remove some Reginalds from the tank. You know, I like having a lot of Reginalds, but that may possibly be too many Reginalds. It's just a lot of Reginalds. Why do we do that? Let's just take like 5 Reginalds out, you know? Did I just pick up the II? No, it was another Reginald. See, there's so many Reginalds I can't even see what I'm picking up with the other fish. See? Isn't that nice? I think that removing 5 Reginalds was a good plan. Just make some nice space for the other fishies. Please hatch. Please. Please. I beg. Eggs. Please. What are you? Who are you? What's going to happen when you finally show up? Oh, it looks like the solar panels are kicking into gear. We can go ahead and leave the Reginalds. Let's just leave them right here. I may do something with them eventually. Like, I don't know, maybe I'll actually eat one of them sometime. But for now, they can just vibe. I am so worried about these eggs. Not that I'm worried that they won't hatch. No, I'm pretty sure that that's going to be fine. But, like... What? I have so many games in my Steam wishlist. I'm going to be honest, I think I've only got one. I think one game is the number of games that I have in my Steam wishlist. Let's look for some metal salvage while we're up here. You know, may as well be useful. And it's doing that thing where it's not going to show up unless I, like, actually go out and see metal salvage. It's weird. It's a weird system of the game. I have 45. Yeah, I think I've just got phasmophobia. I think that's the extent of my Steam wishlist days. Wow. 45 games. I get the feeling that that's not unusual and that I'm the one who is unusual for only having one. Which, you know, good for me. I guess, being, I don't know, realistic and thinking about the number of games that I want to have. I don't know. I just need to, like, see one metal salvage, and then my scanning room should be able to pick up the rest. I don't know why this is the way that the game works, but, oh well. Is that, oh, there we go. One metal salvage, wow. I can't believe that I have found one metal salvage. I have no money. Gosh, I feel like that's a common issue in today's society. I mean, have people who have no money considered simply having money? I think that would... Oh, come now. You're joking. There's another sulfur fish after all this time? Okay, where... There you are. These are the most dangerous creature in the game. Like, listen, a leviathan will mess you up, but not as much as a crashfish. A crashfish can, like, destroy a sea moth if used properly. Jelly rig! Jelly rig! It is a bone shark! It is a bone shark egg! See, oh! Oh, I told you it was a bone shark egg! Ooh! Ooh, not a fan of that. Oh, yikes. Okay, Okay, we're picking up the bone shark. Why are there still 2 bone shark eggs here? I didn't have 3. I did not have 3 bone shark eggs. Why? What? Huh? I'm gonna get a summer break job and reduce my wish list to ashes. Most of the games on my wish list I don't want anymore. Hey, pop off. I don't have an allowance or anything. The only money I get is from mowing the lawn. Oh yeah. Bone sharks though. Oh, will they hurt the other fish in the tank? Will they hurt me? Eggs duplicate for some reason? No, well, good for them. It's baby. I mean, it is kind of baby. I don't think it'll stay baby for long. I think it'll grow up and be much larger pretty soon. Like, I'm chill having the jelly rays. We can have 1 bone shark. They hatch, they don't hatch, but hatch. Feed it every day and it won't hurt other fishies. I don't think you can feed them. One sec. Yeah, I don't think you can feed them. Well, it's probably fine. We can have 1 bone shark as a treat. I'll leave the jelly ray eggs because I do actually really like jelly rays. I could have sworn bone shark eggs look different than this. I thought they had like the armored plating, but oh well. You can feed stalkers, so I think so. Just drop in front of them. Why are there 2 bone sharks now? Okay. Come here. Okay, we'll try again with feeding the other bone shark. If we can't feed it, I don't know what we're gonna do. Oh, I don't like bone sharks. Come here, friend. I don't think it's gonna eat the fish. We can have a tiny aquarium for dangerous fish. Hot take, would the bone sharks fit in, what's it? The smaller aquarium. Would they fit in a regular aquarium? They take up quite a bit of inventory space. So, I don't know if that's, something that an aquarium would have, but we can try it. Do I have any quartz anywhere? I think I used all of my quartz. No, I didn't. I've got just enough for this. Let's drop off the bone shark in a locker real quick. Let me just drop this whole entire fish in a locker. I think that that's a good plan. Okay. And then... there it is. Okay, we will be building this over in the... Nope, I went the wrong way. We will be building this over in the aquarium section. Because... I don't know, I feel like they should still be able to see their fishy brethren. There we are. Can I not? There we go. Let's just put a little aquarium right here. That's not gonna fit a bone shark. That is not gonna fit a bone shark. So we'd have to do an actual containment tank. I mean, a multi-purpose room aquarium, but I don't think you have bone sharks in a tiny aquarium. Yeah, it would appear not. Unfortunate. That would have been the ideal solution, I think. Let's drop these eggs off somewhere, because I don't really want them to grow more. Let's just, yep, drop those off in there. And do I have anywhere on the space that I could fit a little mini aquarium? I mean, I guess I could build off in this direction, or I could build off in this direction. I could build a multi-purpose room there for the purpose of having dangerous fish. Because I don't think bone sharks don't pose any danger to my base, which is the big question. Given back to parents, I think it's a bit late for that. I don't think the parents would want them back. You know, rules of nature, once your baby's been raised in a tank, then they tend to not really be interested. I'm pretty sure this base should have enough stability for this. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 24.5. We chilling. We chilling. I need more quartz now. I need 6 quartz. I've got this one titanium, this one metal salvage that I'm pulling around. Let me just convert that. Let them know the almost extinct bone sharks aren't going to be close to extincting with their infinite egg. Being chilling. Yes. I know, we are vibing. I'm vibing eating some marble melons first, though. I am stabbing a marble melon and putting it inside of this planter. Alright. Quartz. Let's scanner room that, because no way I'm looking for it manually. We're gonna get that started. Yeet into the water. And I'm thinking I might start picking up in grassy plateaus, but I am next to... there we go. We chillin'. I don't think bone sharks hurt the base. That's the main concern, is if my base is going to be in danger from the creatures that I invite into it. But I think that the bone sharks will be fine. Okay, we've got 1, 2, we need 4 more. Look, quartz. Look at that, creatures. They admittedly are little creatures. They just simply are. And I guess they're cute in a way if they're, you know, not attacking me personally. But if they're attacking me personally, then they lose their cute status. Luckily, I think that bone sharks raised in captivity do not attack. So, you know, point 1 for keeping the bone sharks, I guess, is that they're probably not gonna try and fight me. Ooh! Unlike the crash fish. Normally I'd go back and stab it, but I just don't think it's worth it. I don't think going back and doing this stippity stab is actually what I want to do. I'll just... You know, what's the chances that I'm gonna go down that little cave again? It's not super close to my base or anything. Alright, looks like we're dealing with some quartz maybe along this passageway. Okay. Watch as another crash fish shows up and is like, hello! You have now entered my area and I would like to attempt to kill you. I need just 1 more. Creatures. Oh, okay. I see that. Yeah, no, it's important to get the correct spelling of creature, or else sadness will ensue. Okay. Alright. Alright. Here they come. There we go. Alright, we're just gonna go ahead and pick up all of the quartz from here because, yes. And then we're going to kill the crash fish in here. Because I know I said I wasn't going for crash fish, but those ones were annoying. Those ones were annoying to me personally. Stab. There we go. They gotta get stabbed, what can I say? That was a stabbing only moment. Inventory full. Oh, that was a bad look for me. Drop the cave sulfur. I've got entirely too much of it. Drop the other cave sulfur. No. Drop that cave sulfur. Pick up that cave sulfur. Stab. Alright. Good enough. Reese's Puffs! Eat 'em up! Hi, Point Blank! Welcome to the stream! I appreciate the Reese's Puffs. You know, I was just thinking to myself, you know what this stream needs? More Reese's Puffs. And you know what? When no when no one got me, I know Point Blank's got me with the Reese's Puffs. Eat 'em up, eat 'em up, eat 'em up, eat 'em up. Oh. Hi Rogue, thanks for the exclamation marks. That was great, that was cool, that was awesome. How you doing, Point Blank? I am currently building a containment tank for all of the dangerous creatures that live in my house. It's very cool. You know, I love me some dangerous creatures. Oh, I should turn off my scanning room. Doop! Scanning room off. Love being Quimby Chord's unofficial hype man. I gotta say, I appreciate the work that you do, especially with the like pictures of chicken nugget and stuff. That is much appreciated. Can I not actually enter this room? Not because there's a ladder in the way. Can I not enter my little bone shark containment area because there's a ladder in the way? Okay, how's my inventory? I can deconstruct that room and build it somewhere else. Reese's Puffs, Reese's Puffs. Eat 'em up, eat 'em up, eat 'em up, eat 'em up. Reese's Puffs, Reese's Puffs. Eat 'em up, eat 'em up, eat 'em up, eat 'em up. Dang it, it's catchy. Dang it, it's stuck in my head now. This is probably going to be a problem for your future Quimby. Alright, let's go ahead and put that right there. That is a more accessible location. It does have really long legs. Like, look at that. It's like that song about long legs, but it's just a base with long legs. Imagine hunting all the dangerous creatures in your house. Couldn't be me because I make them pay rent. I mean. Currently lounging on my bed 2 feet away watching Quimby stream on my newly bought secondhand 1080p monitor. 40 USD for an HP monitor that's practically brand new. Honestly, I think that's a steal for anyone. I do not think my monitor was that cheap. So kinda beating me there, very admittedly. I will admit to being beaten there. Getting got, that's me. Man, $40 for a monitor. Living the high life. Living the very, very high life. Let's put some dangerous creatures in here. I didn't actually grab the dangerous creatures to put them in here. That's a bit awkward. Okay, where's our little dangerous creature? Dangerous creature, there you are. They're very dangerous and also creatures. Very, very scary. Very scary and alarming and possibly cannot be trusted. See, I told you, it's getting larger. It used to be baby, but now it's like much larger. To be fair, it took me months to save up that 40 USD because life necessitates you pay bills to continue living civilized life. Yeah. The other one's in locker? Yeah, thanks. Man, that gosh darn capitalism. Like, why's it gotta ruin a good time? It's like we're all vibing out here, we're enjoying ourselves, it's a good day, and then capitalism is like, hey, you gotta pay money. What? Why? Have you considered not this? Yeah, okay, I could have sworn I dropped dangerous creature, but it was fine. Politics alert. Listen, I feel like it's part of the, you know the song that goes like, you wake up, you gotta make money. It's just that. That's all we are experiencing. We are interacting with music and culture in our own way, you know. I was in a call with my lady earlier, and I was hoisting Chicken Nugget up to the webcam. Little rascal fell asleep limp on my forearm. He was so comfy there. Oh, Chicken Nugget. Chicken Nugget, our guy. I gotta say, I am kind of absolutely in awe how you just gone full cat dad since Chicken Nuggets come into the picture. Now that all the eggs are hatched, I think we can go back down to the depths of the world. But yeah, just full cat dad hours, and I think that that's lovely. I think that society should pay attention. I also just stabbed a watermelon. Technically it's a marble melon, But you know, the same principle, I think. Part of the bills are chicken nugget bills. I mean, oh gosh. Can we really be upset at paying bills if it's chicken nugget bills? Admittedly, that's a little bit illegal to be angry about that. He's just a guy, Your Honor. He's just a guy. Your Honor. Your Honor, my client is simply baby. Your Honor, please. He is simply a little guy and has not known what he did. Chicken nuggets are delicious, no cap. Hard agree. That is real and true. Oh, chat, so remember how I told you that I was in my kitchen making spaghetti at 3 a.m. yesterday? So the story goes, I was on my way home from work and was feeling hunger, and I was like, man, do I want to stop at like McDonald's or something and get chicken nuggets? And I consider that. I like to moan about paying bills as an adult, but it's chicken nugget bills, and bills that have the aircon on in this 40 degrees Celsius heat, then I think it's worth it. Yeah. Chicken and Ugget. The N stands for Norbert. Chicken Norbert Ugget. What a... Just... I repeat, what an absolute guy. Just what a guy. What a little... He. You know? I feel very strongly about this. Yeah, but so I was like, should I stop like and get chicken nuggets or something? Like I'm feeling the feeling of hunger, like chicken nuggets are great, I kind of want chicken nuggets. And then I was like, yeah, maybe I'm gonna do that. And then like at the turn where I'd have to stop to go to McDonald's, there was like police cars doing something, and I don't know what they were doing. They were just like there. And I was like, you know, I think maybe we're, like, I hate to say it, but I think that's going to be a pass on the chicken nuggets for today then. What were they do, honestly? I've got no clue. I have absolutely no idea what they were doing. Well, that's an interesting color that we are experiencing here today. Welcome to the Blood Kelp Trench, by the way. I have once again triggered crash site traveling through it. I think this is the way forward. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is it. Get ready for me to just start cat jamming, because Crash Site is the best soundtrack. Okay, well, we are definitely a little bit lost. I mean, I'm seeing Lost River Brine, so maybe it's around here somewhere? Cat jam. Oh, I think this is it. Cat jam. The void. Yes. Just that feeling of descending through the void. If I could draw it, I would cutify every scary creature in Subnautica. Aww. Like Sammy the Safety Reaper. Sorry, this soundtrack just pops off. I'm very emotionally invested in Sammy the Safety Reaper. I think he's got an important job and no one really understands quite how important it is. Man, Crash Site. It's just such a good piece of music. Well, welcome back to the Lost River. We are now in the depths of the world. It's pretty cool down here. I enjoy it at the very least. I think it's pretty neat down in this space. But I to go back to my earlier story, just long story short, no chicken nuggets. I got home and made spaghetti at 3 a.m. I didn't hear play sports. My work off is making me flabby. I would like suggestions for strenuous physical activity. I like jump rope a lot. I think that jump rope is a pretty cool and pog activity to do when you are in need of things. There used to be a thing back when I was in like elementary school where the time has already passed. Gosh, it'd be around every March or so. Everyone in my class would get obsessed with jump rope. It's like no one was doing jump rope one day, and then the next day, like everyone was doing it, and I think I've talked about this before. We do like double dutch. We like figure out all kinds of different games you could play with jump rope because we'd just get obsessed with it for like 2 weeks and then suddenly everyone was done. Just for 2 weeks of recess, we just jump that rope. But lots of jump roping hours, I guess. And then it was gone. And I don't know why it consistently happened in March of every year and why it was always like around 2 weeks. But let me tell you, that was a formative experience from my childhood. Jump rope hysteria? Yeah, it's like no one cared about jump rope. We were all just, I don't know, doing our own thing on the playground. It was chill, it was whatever, it was fine. Next thing you know, that, if you're not in jump rope, like, what are you doing with your recess? Are you even experiencing outside activity if you're not doing jump rope at recess? I want to draw my own alien fish. I think, okay, so I am not usually one for designing things because no thoughts had empty. But I don't know, there's just something really kind of fascinating to me about designing something alien. Like, I don't know, I just think it's neat. I just think they're neat. Especially Leviathans. Yeah. Leviathan drawing time. Oh, have you guys heard about that time in like the 1600s that there was like a dancing disease where people just like suddenly uncontrollably danced for weeks on end? I don't know if this is quite the same sort of situation with the whole jump rope thing, but I think it'd be pretty cool if it was. Yep, you have heard of that? Yeah. It's just, suddenly people are dancing. Did people die to that dancing disease? I think so. Yeah, I think people died to it because they couldn't stop to take breaks or, like, have good nutrition or anything. And so they just simply perished, actually. Sad, but true, I think. Don't quote me on that. Let me get rid of that. Let me just drop off that final, not lithium battery, not ion battery. All the other batteries, they're cool and all, but ion batteries are just superior, and I stand by that. Died of dance? Yeah, 'cause they were just doing the dancing, and that was too many dance for them. Your Honor, they just simply could not stop dancing. Did I leave Leo in there? Yes, I did. Okay. What's your storage look like at the moment, Leo? It's empty? Okay. Time to pack this puppy with titanium and get started on some renovations. Now that we are like half an hour into the stream, it's finally time to begin base building. Maybe they're playing Dance Dance Revolution? Yeah. That's a possibility for sure. To be fair, if I hear Canned Heat by Jamiroquai, I'd just dance the entire segment from Napoleon Dynamite uncontrollably. I mean, fair. Fair. That's... I really can't argue with that one. You're talking too much sense. Probably should have topped up on food and water before I left, but, what's life but a chance to make poor decisions about your nutrition habits? Let us swing. Sorry, it just was swinging and then just a ray just zoomed past. What was it doing there? You can't stop the beat, and it's a threat. Gosh, I'm trying to think, what would the tone indicator be there? It's like, you can't stop the beat slash aggressive or something? I don't... Someone give me a good tone indicator for indicating that when I say that you can't stop the beat, I am attacking you. Alright, so welcome back to my base. My super mega base that I've been building. It is very large, and it's gonna get larger. And I'm going to need to go drill a ton of titanium today. Because I'm gonna need a lot of titanium today. Doop. We're also probably going to need some lithium. We're running a little bit low on hull strength. Oh gosh, Using the base builder causes so much lag now because there's so many compartments that it could touch. What the Ray doing? What the Ray doing? Couldn't tell ya. The Ray is just doing its Ray things. It's just going. Our slash resistance is slash RIF resistance is futile. You cannot stop the beat. You can try. You can give it your best attempt. But you know what? The beat doesn't care. The beat doesn't care about your emotions or your feelings or your inability to keep dancing due to the lack of the physical ability to continue dancing. No. That's not the beat's problem. Okay, we'll do one more and then we gotta mine some lithium and get some reinforcement on this puppy. The beat doesn't care. The beat just goes. Quick check for parasites. I think we're good. And let's look for some lithium. It's reinforcement hours, baby. Let's just check all the brine pools along the way up. You know, there might be some lithium there. I don't know. I don't know if there's lithium there. There could be. There could not be. The brine pools tend to have lithium in them. You know, we may as well give it a shot. There's some gold. You can't stop the motion of the ocean. I don't actually know that song well enough to do a good rendition of it. You can't stop the beat. Man, imagine if you just wanted to use spray in your hair and then next thing you know people were trying to stop you from dancing. I think that that's such a bold move to assume that using spray in your hair equates to dancing. And I know that's more than that. I'm well aware, but shh. Funny. Look, lithium! Wow! Drill the lithium. Lithium drill. Drill that! Lithium! Every language is so weird to me, even English, my native language. I mean, language in general is kind of a weird concept. Like, humans just started making sounds at each other and went, ah yes, this makes sense. I mean, on one hand, like, pop off humanity, live your best life. Maybe this is my regular reminder for you to please look into Slime Rancher if you need another cozy, busy game. Yeah, oh, I keep meaning to do that. Thank you for the reminder. Gosh, I was talking earlier about how I only have one game on my Steam wish list, and it's Phasmophobia, but maybe I should add Slime Rancher to that. That sounds like it would be an experience for sure. Alright, we've got some lithium. We are clipping into the prawn suit slightly, but that's fine. No worries here. I clip into prawn suits all the time. What are you talking about? It's free on Xbox Game Pass. I don't actually know how Game Passes work, but I do not actually have an Xbox. I don't know if that's an obstacle to the whole Game Pass thing. But on the chance that it is, you know, that's kind of a rip for me personally. Let me just shove some reinforcement on this thing. Whoop. We create the reinforcement. We reinforce the base. We experience the feeling of the space becoming stronger. Maybe if you ever get Phasmophobia on sale, I'd love to join you and help you learn the ropes. I mean, honestly, that'd be pretty great. I have no clue what I'm doing with most things, and I feel like Phasmophobia would not be any different. You pay money every month and get free-ish games? Oh. That kind of makes sense, actually. Netflix-like subscription allows you to install and play any and all games on the list on your PC or Xbox. Yo. Interesting. The game selection is shockingly good. Alright. May have to experience this Xbox Game Pass at some point. That was a bad grapple. I Yeah, that did not go too well for me on that grapple. Oh, that one's not gonna be good either. Oh, yep, nope. Welcome down to the lava zone, everyone. I killed a dragon here the other day, so that's cool for me. I don't like most of the games on it, but it's really good. Subnautica's on too. Well, I mean, I do already have Subnautica, so, you know. That one in particular is a bit less of a concern, but, like, you know, I get that that's not the end-all be-all of it. Unless it is. Unless the only reason that anyone ever would use an Xbox Game Pass is to play Subnautica. In which case, I then ask, what are you doing with your life? Because there's so many other options that you have. Game Pass just came to my country, and the first thing I installed when I got it was that Japanese taiko drum game, which is utterly adorable. I do like cute things. I'm a game collector. I get every game on all platforms. PogChamp. We're gonna be looking for some titanium. I don't know if this, if we actually have titanium still within range of the scanning room, or like good titanium still within range, but we'll take a look. We'll see what it can give me. We'll see what it can give me. Okay, we'll just start off on our journey while we wait. But yeah, so I killed the dragon a few days ago, so this area should be a lot safer for me to explore and find things in generally. So that's good for me. That's good times there. Chat, I'm officially a dragon slayer, which is quite an experience to have. Okay, well that's the way down to the deep lava zone. We don't quite want to go there yet. I mean, I'm sure that there's titanium down there, but you know, maybe not now. Unless there isn't titanium down there. I actually have never looked for titanium in the deep lava zone. I usually don't spend like any time there whatsoever. It is 50 degrees Celsius in this water, and I actually feel like that's I feel like that's an underestimate, honestly. I think that if you're in an area like this, that's gonna be like way hotter. For goodness sake, there's lava right there. It's called the lava zone. Like, come on. Come on. Fun fact, one of the architect bases was broken into by a dragon because the architects took their egg and tried to get them back. Yeah, the disease research facility. That is why it is in such poor shape. Because Sea Dragon bonked it. Sea Dragon said, bonk. You're getting bonked now. And then it was. What a powerful vibe, you know, to just say you're getting bonked now and then, you know, it gets bonked. I think that that's beautiful. It looks like my scanning room did actually pick up some titanium. So we're gonna go check that out. I mean, it's out of sight now. Oh. Hello. Oh, I was about to say hello gorgeous, and then this guy showed up, and this guy's not a hello gorgeous. You know what's really sexy? Good public transportation and transportation infrastructure. Ooh. Oh, I mean, you got a point there, point blank. That's kind of good though. Kind of nice. Me when good public transportation. Like, whoa. Really, the eggs had Kara and the dragon, and the eggs died shortly after. I know that the sea dragon, I think, died of skull damage from bonking the thing. Couldn't be America. Could not be America. America would never. America, good public infrastructure and transit. No. It simply could not be. Like, what's America got against infrastructure and public transit? Like, come on. I feel like this should not be as big of a deal as you're making it out to be. So hold hope for America, or at least parts of it. Yeah, maybe someday they will come, someone will just be like, hey guys, what if we we had good public transportation? And everyone will be like, haha, Jones, you're so funny. You're so silly. Thank you for your silly suggestion. And then next thing you know, we'll have like, you know, a good metro system. I hesitate to say that I would kill for a good metro system, but if I'm going to be like quite perfectly honest, I don't think that that's an exaggeration. I think if I had an opportunity to have a metro system, I may be willing to commit unspeakable atrocities. But you know, that we don't tell them that. Because if they knew, then they would maybe arrest me. Because being willing to commit atrocities for the sake of transport is not usually considered a very, it's not super popular among most people, that whole thing. But yeah, just, the good public transit. I've never been in a metro. Oh, it's amazing. I'm a big metro fan. Or, you know, I really liked. I was a big fan of the MRT in Singapore. It was just a really, really good system, and everything about it was so clean and nice, and you know, worked well. That was just. It's just very, very good. No jury would convict you. Your Honor, I simply did it for the love of public transportation. What greater, like, and the jury just goes, we've come to a decision. We cannot send someone to prison for the love of transportation. Therefore, the defendant will be cleared of all counts of premeditated manslaughter. Looks like there's some titanium up there. Oh, is that the one that I didn't have enough inventory space to finish drilling? I think it is. So we'll just finish that off and then, you know, and then go. I've never been in a bus? Oh my gosh. Wow, okay. Yeah, no, your public transit education is seriously lacking then. Is arrested for poaching. Your Honor, I simply did it for the love of transportation. Well, I don't know if that one would fly because I can't really see how poaching is related to public transportation. Like if it is and you've got reasoning to back it up, like sure. But I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of poaching in general, mainly because please don't kill animals illegally or otherwise, maybe, you know. But I mean, blaming it on love of public transportation would be kind of a Chad move. That sounds like something that I would do. Maybe I'm poaching an invasive species that is living in the area and is preventing a new train line. I can't see how killing someone is either. I'm taking out my political opponents who are trying to argue against having public transportation, clearly. I'm removing obstacles from the public transportation. They don't want the public transportation to happen, but I desperately do. And so I just simply remove any obstacles that may arise. I'd like to have 2 empty inventory slots, just in case. There's someone, you know, anti-public transportation Joe. I don't know why Joe is so against public transportation, but he's so against it that he's changed his name to anti-public transportation Joe. Which, bold move, anti-public transportation Joe. Bold move. And, you know, he's against public transit. And we just simply can't have that, now can we? So, we just go and we, shall we say, take Joe out of the picture, as it were. You know, all sneaky like. But then we get caught somehow because, I don't know, we have to get caught for the purposes of the court trial. Let's say we get caught for the sake of irony or something, I don't know. But we get caught. From killing controversial opinion, no. No as in no killing of anti-transportation Joe, or no for the sake, like, of getting caught. What's your argument here? Because, I mean, listen, anti-public transportation Joe is anti-public transportation. No? Ah. Just a simple no, then. I can respect that. I can respect a good, solid no. That's, that... Okay. I can see where you're coming from. I would like to counter with just that anti-public transportation Joe is still against I can't talk. Anti-public transportation Joe is still against public transportation, and I do still believe that is a crime. Like, I know that doesn't actually refute the no, because the no is just kind of irrefutable when it's that resolute. But I would just like you to consider that anti-public transportation Joe has publicly said that public transportation is unnecessary and a plight in our society. Are you gonna let anti-public transportation Joe say that about public transportation? You must travel in private. Anti-public transportation Joe? Anti-public transportation Joe, what are you doing here? How did you find out about this? Anti-public transportation Joe, have you been spying on our meetings? Anti-public transportation Joe. How did you find your... Oh, no. Okay, I see where you're going with that. And I'd like to offer my very own controversial opinion of... No, not gonna read that one. Joe Mama? Yes, Joe Mama. Very true. Who's Joe? Joe Mama? Oh, got him. I feel like, I had something to say about that. Huh. Imagine if I just shot out my grapple hook and I, speared a fish with it. I think that would be simultaneously really sad and also kinda incredibly funny. Can I land on here? Score! Alright. Yeah, no, not gonna read that one either, Rogue. I should stab a fish. Chat, all in favor of me stabbing a fish. I know, do something if you're in favor of me stabbing a fish. Fun fact, I have already stabbed a fish, but I would still like to know if you're in favor of me stabbing a fish. If you want to see me stab another fish, no, I had to take a break. Hi, Paul does. Sorry, I read your message and then sounded like I was saying that I need to. Hello, welcome to the stream. Hope you are doing well today. And yeah, taking a break is normal and healthy, and I hope it was, a good break for you. Hope that you had good break things that made it a worthwhile experience. But yeah, I'm happy to see you again. Joe Mama's disappointed by her son's beliefs. Joe Mama in favor of public transit? This is a big win for the public transit community. Back now doing great. I like overworking myself? Oh, well, I mean... live your best life then, I guess. May you... Oh, no, I don't want to say may you overwork yourself in a healthy manner, because that just feels like a bit of an oxymoron. May your break have given you enough stamina to keep working. I have never worked a day in my life ever, clearly. I've never done anything that could ever be even conceived of as work. So, obviously I'm a little... I can't relate fully because that's just not been an experience that I've had ever. But, I respect the hustle. I have never... Me neither. I've just never. I've just simply never. That's all. If you think that I have, you are wrong. Because I have never. Let me just yeet some more reinforcement onto this. Want to hear about my progress so far? I would love to hear about your progress. Please, do tell. I'm just going to use all of the lithium that I mined and turn it into reinforcement because I'm going to need all of this reinforcement at some point, so it's not like the lithium wouldn't get used. I'm just, using it now. How much more do I have? Yeah, and I think that's all the lithium. Alright, it is now more base compartment times. Alright. I can probably start going up from here. I could take it one further to like right here. The problem is I'm worried about ruining the view from the falls. Okay, so I finished all the maps for chapter 1 and I'm making new puzzles plus chapter 2. Ayy. Pog. That sounds like some significant progress. Congratulations. Oh, well, there goes that ray. It's, it was tumbling through the water for a bit, but it looks like it caught itself. I've never been good at working on puzzles and things. There was one time in, like, high school that I came up with, like, an entire code based off of music theory principles and an exercise of bass identification, as part of a thing with a friend. But I think that that's probably the most, like, that's probably the most I've ever put into actually finishing anything puzzle related. I made them as hard as possible because I hate the community. I mean, hey, I'd play it anyway. I'd do it. Maybe I'm just entirely too obsessed with puzzle solving, but I do just like, I don't know, I do just like difficult puzzles. What's the point of a puzzle if it's too easy? But yes, big rip for the puzzle community, I guess. Hold on, I wanna go check something really quick. Let's stop in Leo for some oxygen. I want to check that did I put a ladder in on this up section? I don't know that I did. So we're going to go to the last place where I could enter the base and check it out. Cruelty mod? Heck yes. I'm adding new testing elements. Never seen before. And brand new concepts. That does sound very cool, very pog, and very fun. I love the Portal 2 community. It's so nice. I know, right? Everyone's just so chill and is like, yeah, let's make cool things and do puzzle solving together. And I just, what a lovely little group of people. Just an absolutely, what a great time with everyone. Okay. Let me just follow all the twists and turns I've got here, and I did not put a ladder in. Okay. No, I don't have enough titanium for it. Alright, well, that's a little bit awkward. Don't spoil anything, but toggleable monos? You'll know what I mean when you playtest. I don't know what, oh gosh, I don't even know what a mono means normally. Oh boy, that's a little bit intimidating, but also kind of exciting. Oh boy. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. It seems pretty neat, as it were. I need to go drill more titanium and then do that whole walkway again to get back to this ladder. I'm fine. It's fine. We're chill. It's fine. chill. It's okay. There's nothing to worry about. It's fine. It's fine. It's great. We're just gonna, you know, just gonna go all the way back. It's gonna be cool. Because of course. Whoop. Oh, that was not a good grapple. That's a better grapple. I'm just gonna keep zooming along. Man, one of these days, I gotta learn how to actually, like, how do mods. Because gosh, I don't know how to do mods for, like, Minecraft. I don't know how to do mods for Subnautica or for Portal. And I just feel like that's a vital skill that I'm missing out on, because everyone's always like, oh yes, mods. And then, and then I'm not, I guess. Like, one of these days, I just gotta buckle down and learn how to install a mod. Okay, I wanna land on the top of this pillar, and I'm going to need to get my jump jets back to do it. But I can teach you hammer. I know that hammer is the thing used to make the stuff. Oh, Pog, there's a warper right on top of this. Man, I'm glad that the warpers don't care about me anymore. Yeah, so hammer's the thing. Is that something to do with mods? I mean, I know you make mods in it, but is it important to know hammer to use them? Why is it 11 degrees Celsius, like, right here? We are right next to this lava. Why is it 11 degrees Celsius? Oh, hey, friend. Oh, see ya, friend. Well, that's probably fine and is nothing to be too concerned about. Hammer equals 80% of your Portal 2 mod. Okay. So, it sounds like it's important to know hammer because, to just understand, like, how mods work and how to utilize them. There's titanium on top of this thing, and I'm going to pick it up. I'm also gonna heckin' yeet this little guy, this little fella. Get out of here! Get out of here! Titanium and titanium. It wasn't letting me pick up the titanium for a second, and that was. Get out of here! All right, it's dead. It's no, no, I'm not trying to access the upgrades. I'm trying to enter my prawn suit. I think we want to go this way. We're actually gonna drop down to the ground because that's where most of the titanium is, in my experience. In my illustrious experience, the titanium is usually down closer to the ground. So when you're looking for the titanium, if you want to get the best results, you also want to be lower to the ground. Titanium! I should build another scanner room for this, because I'm now traveling beyond the limits of the first scanning room that I built, or at the very least the, like, easy limits of it. So I should probably just build another one somewhere. Because don't get me wrong, I love the single titaniums, but what I'm really looking for is the big titaniums. Because you get more titanium for your titanium with that. So it'd be nice to, you know, not get bogged down with all the little pieces. I'm sure someday I'll, like, really need to pick up all the little pieces. Because the amount of titanium that I'm using for this project is kind of insane. But, I don't know. I feel like for now I can focus on the big titanium chunks. Gosh, I'm so glad that I am cured of Kara. I'm so glad that I'm cured of Kara. Can you imagine how difficult this all would be if I had the warpers after me? I'd be trying to run around down here and drill things, and the warpers would be like, would you like to get ejected from your vehicle? And I'd be like, no, I don't want to get ejected from my vehicle. And they'll be like, but how about we eject you from your vehicle? Would that be cool? What if we just ejected you from your vehicle? And I would not appreciate being ejected from my vehicle. You gotta wonder, okay, so here's the thing, warpers. They're admittedly kind of inefficient. Like, yes, I'm kind of terrified of them. If you get caught in a close quarters area with a warper and you can't manage to dodge it properly, like, those things will mess you up. But overall, they just really don't seem to be very efficient at their job, because their job is to hunt down things that are infected with Kara, and I've just gotten a parasite attached to my prawn. Their main job is to hunt down things that have Kara and attack and like fight them. Basically, essentially do their best to kill any organism that has Kara. Warpers are made by precursors. Yeah. And their job is to maintain the quarantine on this planet. So they just patrol the same areas, is my problem. They don't really cover all that much area. Get out of here! They don't really cover that much of an area, for one thing. Most of them stay within their little paths that they've got, their little patrols. And then, they just kind of do that. And there's just so much of the map that's not covered by those patrols. And I get that they were placed thousands of years ago, so maybe the patrol paths were sufficient to cover most creatures back in yield days of precursors being here. But the warpers, and the thing is that even when they do spot me and, try and attack or something, they just sort of send a teleport, send a little teleport thing at me and, maybe go in for another attack if the teleport misses. But just the point is that, what are they doing? What is their goal here? Why have they done this? Why are they like this? I don't know. I just think that for gameplay purposes, it absolutely makes sense. Like, if the warpers were too OP, then, we'd never be able to make progression, and that's just no fun. But just in world, they're kind of lame. You'd think that the precursors, with all their high and mighty technological prowess and stuff, would be able to build a dang robot that could do its job. What's this here? This is kind of an interesting spot. It's a little dome. I almost fell into the little dome, and I think that would have been a bad plan. But it's cool that there's a little dome. Kind of neat. Kind of pog, kind of cool. Next time I play Below Zero, I'm just going to incessantly make fun of Alan for the warpers. I'm just gonna be like, oh, Alan, the big mighty precursor civilization. How about those warpers, huh? Why are those bad? Why did you make a bad product, you precursors? Haha, big rip. Big rip. The warpers, they don't work good. They are not. No. Laugh at this guy. He doesn't have a body, had to get injected into my consciousness, and also his people couldn't even build a machine that did its job properly. Kind of cringe. Kind of real bad, though. You seeing these guys? They think they're all so good. Couldn't even communicate with a telepathic sea creature that could tell them the secret to, curing the disease. What's up with that? If I were a precursor, I would simply learn how to speak with the telepathic sea creature that knows the secret to curing the disease. 'Cause it's so easy. Like, what did they do to not be able to talk to the Sea Emperor? Like, I just showed up on this planet and she was like, hey, I want to talk to you. Come find me. Yeah. What? Huh? I don't understand how they had trouble with this. And sure, she probably wasn't intentionally trying to talk to them because she wasn't. I mean, again, to be fair, she was trapped when I found her, so I guess that might make her more talkative. But at the same time, I'm sure that once they did trap her, she was trying to be like, hey guys, I would appreciate if you did not trap me in this containment section here. And they're just like, la la la, not listening, not listening. This big giant sea creature talking telepathically in our brains does not exist. Haha. Haha, anyway, let's just keep going with our lives. They're just very silly. They're just very, very silly. I want to eat some fish because my food count is getting a bit low, and fish are good for eating. I'm looking specifically for some red eyes because they've got a fairly strong water content too, and the longer I can preserve my water, the longer I can stay down here without having to, you know, jump up to my Lost River base. So, red eyes it is going to be. They are red and also eyes. Fun story about that. That's why they're called red eyes. And one more should do it. And come here. The Thermoblade is such an innovation in the world of just in the Subnautica gameplay. Just being able to get food without having to return to a base is such an advantage. Whee! Alright, well, that didn't work out very well. Among Us was made by warpers? Really? Really? I mean, I guess if you think about it, kind of makes sense. Like, that feels like the sort of... I mean, warpers are constantly looking for imposters, as in, you know, people who are infected with Kara, and trying to eject them from life. So did warpers just make Among Us to express their experience as, like, technically not living machine biological creations of the precursors for the sole purpose of finding imposters? Okay, well, I wanted to go up a bit higher, but we're going to have to make a ground landing. We zoom. We zoom. Gabe Newell is an Emperor Leviathan in disguise. Wait, but then why is the Emperor working with the warpers? Oh, the Emperor Leviathan's made Valve. Oh, okay, okay. I thought we were still talking. I didn't know the name of the person who made it Among Us, and I was like, Gabe Newell, okay. I know it was Puffballs United, but yeah, no. I don't need to explain myself. I think my thought process there makes sense. But Gabe Newell's an Emperor Leviathan disguise. So you're telling me that when we released the Sea Emperor's babies, they went off and formed game companies? That actually kind of makes sense. Watch my depth increase drastically. I'm going up like 80 meters when I do that. I'm gonna perish. People Made Among Us is Inner Sloth. Yeah, Inner Sloth, and specifically that I know specifically like the Henry Stickmin series was Puffballs United. So that's who I'm mostly familiar with there. But yes. Wow, I can't believe that the Sea Emperor's children grew up and started to work in the gaming industry. Honestly, should have seen it coming. I feel like the life of a Sea Emperor is one that is kind of conducive to gaming. Like, that just makes sense. Think about it. They're large and swim in the ocean. Sounds like a gamer. Peepers made Minecraft? Well, dang. I've been making fun of Peepers I Can Talk for entirely too long. Wow, okay. Wow, I guess I just wasn't aware that that's something that they, wow, okay. We need a peeper leviathan? That would be cool. Peeper leviathans would be kind of neat. I don't know what in the heck that would look like or how it would be dangerous, but it would be kind of neat. You know? Well, think about it. A leviathan doesn't have to be big and dangerous. It could just be a really large peeper. It could be a peeper, but just big. That'd be kind of funny, actually. It's like, oh no, the leviathan, it's off the northern bow. We gotta look out. And then you look and it's just like a really large peeper. A titan peeper. Ooh, titan peeper, let's go. It's a peeper but large. Like a titan holefish. Yeah. It's like, you know how peepers have that one really big eye? Titan peepers have a really big eye. They've got an eye that's like the size of a human person. And they're just like, yeah, what about it? Yeah, I've got a huge giant eye. What are you gonna say about it? Titan peepers are an eye? Oh my gosh. Titan peepers are where the myth of the beholder comes from. Cause you guys know like about beholders. I'm gonna be honest, D&D is my main experience with those, so if they're related to something else, I would not be related to that. But like, Titan holefish are in Terraria. Interesting. Good for Titan holefish. You know, really gotta branch out and experience new things, I guess. I have lots of titanium, but it is never enough. I was also thinking beholder. Hey, it's about that large eye. Titan peepers. OMG mind blank moment. Just. Oh, Titan. Okay, giant eye in Terraria. Okay. Just out of curiosity, is the giant eye in Terraria like a beholder of some sort? Because I love beholders, actually. Why have these vertical connectors suddenly started adding less, suddenly start taking away less base strength? Is it like a pressure thing? Does it take more base strength while you are deeper down into the ocean? Because I could see it being that way. That'd actually be a really cool mechanic. But I don't know, giant eyes they're just really interesting, you know? Like, I don't know what it is about the concept of just like a big heckin' eye, but it just really fascinates me. I look beholder up and it looks like a doom demon. I mean, fair. As far as I know, the concept of a beholder is just like a giant eye thing, like a creature that is mostly entirely eye and has like, I don't know, oftentimes it will have like other eye stalks on top of the main eye, but they're really dangerous in D&D. They're like really high level monsters. My first experience with beholders was actually Heroes of Might and Magic 3, in which the dungeon faction in the game has beholders as a creature type. And I thought that they were a decent unit. They were archers, which is really nice. I think they were one of 2 ranged units for the castle. And, sorry, I gotta be careful, because in here the castle is an actual faction type. They were one of 2 archers for the faction type, and they were decently alright, you know? Not the greatest unit ever, but, you know, pretty alright. Doom. Trademark. Me when I trademark ending someone else's existence. You'll go to your doom. Registered trademark. I think that would be so funny, actually. Imagine if you just absolutely destroy someone's life, but then you, like, trademark it, so they can't even, like, I don't know. So their entire just ending of their existence was just trademarked by you. I think that'd be pretty cool. Pretty neat. I've never been to the top of the lava castle. Chat, should we go to the top of the lava castle? I think we should go to the top of the lava castle. You know, now that I've killed or otherwise disposed of the dragons in the area. What if we go for a little joyride? Okay. We get the jump jets back. Hello, Warper. I don't have to fear you. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, it's so cool up here. All the little spouts and stuff. We're gonna go to the very highest section. Oh, nice. Oh, hello, friend. Oh, I got knocked off by the lava lizard. That's fine. That's chill. That's nothing to worry about, but wow, it's neat. And much less dangerous to be here without the sea dragons not, you know, screaming in my face every 2 seconds. Ooh, titanium. Don't mind if I do. Don't mind if I do. No problems here for me. I'll just go ahead and snatch that. Oh, well, I just got bit. Oi! Oi! Leave me be! I'm just drilling. I'm just stealing the natural resources from your planet. You have a problem with that? You have an issue? You got a problem with me taking the things from you? Kind of cringe. I would just simply not have a problem with it, actually. Drill titanium, drill titanium, drill titanium. Leave me alone! Leave me alone! Just let me be! Get out of here! Get out of here! Gosh, I'll have to stop and fix my prawn in a second. You know, chat, this is what I really missed from Subnautica Below Zero. Just, you know, vibing with my prawn suit. Down in a dangerous section of the world that pretty much only the prawn suit can be effective in. And yeah, sure, you can bring the Cyclops down too, but shh, we're not talking about the Cyclops right now. This ain't about her. I don't know. I just wish that Below Zero had something like the Lava Zone. Yeah, there's the Fabricator Caverns, but I don't know, I feel like that's... It didn't quite have the same vibes. I trademark, well, trademark now, trademark, every trademark, word trademark, I trademark, say trademark, until trademark, I trademark, own trademark, the trademark, entire trademark, alphabet trademark. Wow. Going on that trademark grind. Okay, I see. Bold move, but I respect it. Okay, if we go up this way, I believe we'll end up in the mountains corridor, perhaps? Or wait, no. We're gonna end up at the big, yeah, the big dip. We're not gonna worry about the big dip. We're looking for titanium, and I don't think there's any titanium that I really want at the moment in the big dip. So we're just gonna let it lie. Yep, trademark. I mean, pop off. That is quite the investment of time, energy, and money, and probably is not entirely legal, but hey, live your best life. Who cares about the legality of the action if it's funny? I think that you should be able to trademark all of the words that you say, and to not be able to is denying your right to expression of self. So, you know, I'm in support. I'm in support of of you being able to trademark every single word you say. And even if that means I have to pay, you know, outrageous royalties to make it happen, you know, I'm in. I'm in for it. I'm ready to make it happen. Wow, this space is so much calmer without my screechy little friends around to shoot fireballs at me. I trademark, O trademark, all trademark, currencies trademark, worldwide trademark, I trademark, world trademark, the trademark, world trademark, from trademark, the trademark, shadows trademark. Beautiful. And I mean, if you think about it, an economic empire is like a feasible thing to do. Like, I don't think it'd be the easiest way to go about world domination. I mean, maybe, who knows? I haven't put that much thought into it. But I just think that an economic takeover of the world would be A, funnier, and B, you know, like more peaceful and chill than a non-economic takeover. So I think that if anyone was going to, you know, decide to take over the world, like, at the very least they could, you know, just pay us all off. You trademark 1, trademark 2, trademark me, trademark. Oh, rip. I do rip to me, I guess. I see trademark. Crap, Bitcoin. I'm not entirely sure where that sentence was going. I'd love to hear your thought process. Okay, well, that guy's probably going to try and fight me. But that's fine, because I'm simply unfightable. I've never been fought by anyone in my entire life. I should really make sure that my storage has room for all of this titanium. This is a pretty precarious spot. No! I wanted to look at my storage. Okay, I can probably hold on to all of this. Trademark 2, trademark, only trademark crap, trademark Bitcoin, trademark. Yeah, gotta remember to do that. Otherwise, how will we know that it's trademarked? Perish. Oh, thanks for the exclamation marks, Poldez. May you be ever filled with exclamations. 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 When I exclaim. Exclaim is a good word. I like the word exclaim. Oh, thanks for the hunk, Rogue. Explain. Explain what? What do you want me to explain? There's several things I could explain. I could explain the, I could explain how, when most people say symbiotic relationship, what they actually mean is mutualistic, but they just don't know because they've been conditioned incorrectly. I could explain, that, oh, explain? Gosh, what did I say about exclamations? Was it maybe ever filled with exclamations? Yeah, that I think is just a general well-wishing for someone's ability to make exclamations. Like, here in our modern day and age, exclamations are, you know, not often treated with the respect that they deserve. We simply use them with no care for the actual, like, you know, actual depth behind our word. Explain quantum theory. Oh, quantum theory. Could I explain quantum theory? How far is my understanding of quantum theory? I could explain it incorrectly. We could do an incorrect answers moment. So quantum theory is essentially the theory that, if you break things up into small enough pieces, it will be much easier to fit into your pockets. So, okay, never mind, you're doing great. Oh, okay. I'm playing people's playground and making people homes. And then burning them down with them inside. Oh, well, that sounds illegal. Tell me the whole Lorex script. I can do it incorrectly. I saw the Lorax once, and it was like an end of year movie that a teacher put on, and I didn't pay that much attention to it, but I could do my best to explain it. So essentially, in the Lorax, they live in a society in which the very air that we breathe is a commodity and is controlled by the upper class. Saying all behind Portal 2, I will judge you. No, I gotta get the Lorax script. So the Lorax, they exist in a society in which the oligarchs have all of the air, and anyone who is not an oligarch just simply doesn't breathe. However, there is a young upstart who wishes to breathe because he's never had the experience of breathing before. So he makes it his mission to breathe, but to do that, he has to go back to when the oligarchs very first took control of breathing. And to do that, he finds a crotchety old man who was from the time of when breathing was not, was not controlled economically, and asks how breathing actually works because he's never actually experienced respiration. The old man then proceeds to misunderstand the purpose of the question and goes off on a long story about how air came to be controlled by the oligarchs. And the long story behind that is that it's all his fault, because he's the absolute worst and broke the trust of the people who worked for him, and basically like took all power, control, and credit for that, and became incredibly rich. But then got pushed out by the other oligarchs because he felt too guilty of being an oligarch, and they only wanted oligarchs that could actually get together for fancy tea parties and laugh about how poor everyone else was. So the kid who wanted to learn how to breathe listened to this whole story because when you get an old guy who starts talking about stories like that, you can't really easily stop them. So listens to this whole story, doesn't actually answer the question about how to breathe. So then he's got to go back to town and sneak into an oligarch's house to watch them breathing to be able to understand how it works. So he sneaks his way in, and lo and behold, there the oligarchs are, and they're all breathing, and it's a commodity that this kid has never had, and he's just feeling so incredibly jealous. But then, I'm going to need to drink water. I should do it in real life too. Water. Emotional? Very much so. It's an emotional movie. Sneaks into Oligarch's house and they're all breathing, and he goes to confront them to be like, hey, it's unfair to keep all the air to yourselves, and by the way, I've got a huge army of other not oligarchs that I've collected behind me, and we're going to demand to have air rights for everyone. But then the oligarchs say, well, that's all very fine and well, but consider you could have breathing rights. We could induct you into the group of oligarchs, and you could have breathing privileges also. You don't need to worry about everyone else. You can just have breathing for yourself. Consider, if everyone breathes, then will there actually be enough air for everyone? This is a better movie than I remember. I mean, yeah, I thought it was pretty good when I saw it. So this kid now has to decide if he's going to become an oligarch and get air rights forever, but abandon, the common people. That I don't think that's right. It's not the common people. Abandon, all the people who have supported his quest to, enter the breathing sphere and everything, and have tried to get air rights for themselves. Or if he's going to push further and actually dismantle the oligarchs at the cost of having premier air rights. And it's at that moment that the kid realizes why the crazy old man that he was talking to earlier went off on the whole story about how the oligarchy started, because he was thinking about it. He was gonna join the oligarchs, but then he remembered how sad and crazy and old the old guy was, and he didn't want to go down that path. He didn't want to become sad and crazy and old. So the kid, clears his intention to continue to support the wider economy's accessibility to air rights, and destroys the giant air filter that all of the oligarchs are using to suck all of the air out of the world, And then the old man shows up and gives a cryptic message about responsibility and staying true to the people that you care about before disappearing forever. And then air are accessible to everyone. So that's pretty good. So that's pretty much all I remember from the Lorax. I might have gotten a few plot points wrong because, again, I've only seen this movie like once. But I think, for the most part, that's exactly how it went, with no alterations. Yeah, and that is the story of the Lorax. I replaced someone's head with a fire extinguisher. I'm sure that they're glad to now have the ability to extinguish fires with their head. That sounds like a cool ability to have. That's like superpowers kind of stuff. Don't forget about the time they sung about planting trees. Yeah, because trees were a symbol of the air rights. And them singing about the planting of trees was like a symbol that they were all united in their goals to make air rights accessible to everyone. Yeah, I loved their use of trees as a metaphor. Trees are generally a good metaphor piece, but I think that it was especially inspired in the Lorax. Especially all the callbacks to, like, the period of revolutions in history and, like, everything that happened with that. So, I think they did a good job portraying exactly how, revolutions can go awry sometimes. And I do Portal 2 lore? Okay, yeah, I could do Portal 2 lore next. Portal 2 lore abridged and dumbified. Okay, you want the simplified version. Okay. I have played Portal 2 more recently, so I might be a bit more up to date on this one. I'm pretty sure I've got it correct. So, essentially, a long time ago, there was a guy. And this guy had the dream to be the best shower curtain salesman in the entire world. But unfortunately for this guy, you want the full version? Okay, I can try and mix and match, to get in most details, but maybe leave out the more the more basic parts that, like, everyone already knows. I can see what I can do. Yeah, so this man wanted to be the best shower curtain salesman in the entire world. But real life doesn't work like that. Dreams are unstable and are often foiled by reality. So he had to buckle down and get a real job and start doing science. His parents had been pressuring him to get into science anyway. And just with the financial troubles that he was having, it just made more sense for him to, actually follow through with the whole becoming a scientist thing. So he becomes a scientist, and he's really good at it, but it's kind of unfulfilling. You already got it wrong? No. So, he starts becoming a scientist, and he comes up with some really cool innovations. But unfortunately for him, he's really bad at advertising, because he'd put all of his time and effort into becoming a scientist, and then didn't leave any mental effort or space left for anything else, including being good at commercials. Yes? No? No, I would simply never get anything wrong, ever. C. Johnson didn't become a scientist? I'm pretty sure he did. I'm pretty sure that C. Johnson became Johnson, that's his name. I'm pretty sure that C. Johnson definitely became a scientist. At least in the version of the game that I played. I guess maybe we're dealing with different versions here. So that could be what it is. I don't love that, but we're gonna run with it. Johnson? No, I'm pretty sure it's Johnson. Cave Cena. Yeah, Cave Cena. Yeah, I do remember that part of the story, actually. I need more titanium. So, he became a scientist, but was really bad at advertising. And unfortunately, no matter how good you are at science, if you don't have someone on your team who's good at advertising, people aren't going to believe that you're actually a scientist, because you won't be able to communicate well enough to them what being a scientist actually means to you. So unfortunately for Cave Johnson, no one actually believed in his accomplishments as a scientist. So he decided to become really good at charisma as well. But unfortunately, while he was away at charisma school, there entered another figure into the picture. Mr. Black Mesa, the who was actually Cave Johnson's rival in school when he was becoming a scientist. But it was one of those classic, like, Mr. Mesa would sometimes steal Cave's work. Mr. Mesa would sometimes, like, tell people that Cave had stolen his ideas. It was a really not great situation, but again, at that point in time, Cave wasn't good at charisma, so he couldn't really do anything about it. You're doing this on purpose? I mean, you didn't pick that up. You didn't pick that up from the radicalized version of the Lorax. So Cave Johnson went to charisma school to be able to prove that the science that he was doing was good science. But unfortunately, while he was away at charisma school, Mr. Mesa broke into his office and stole some of his blueprints and became wildly and incredibly successful. Now, if you know anything about scientists, you'll know that their big dream is actually to become wildly and incredibly successful. Why did I come back? Oh, I came back for quartz, didn't I? And also to eat, but now my inventory's full of things. I can go drop some stuff off and come back up. Mr. Mesa stole a ton of Cave's blueprints and stuff and became wildly successful. So now, Cave was entering the big science world with nothing more than a degree in charisma school and a dream. Luckily for Cave, he managed to find some companions soon after, including a really cool, also scientist named Carolyn. I gave someone extra pair of arms and they swung back and broke them in half. Good for them. Good for them. This is all true. I watched all the lore videos. Thank you, Shardspoon. Thank you. Thank you for thanks for backing me up there. This is all very real and true 100% lore. I would never lie to you guys about that, ever. Never. Ever. Never. But yeah, so, the Cave meets some people. He's got like, Carolyn. He's got, this guy who's an actual rat who became a man. So that just tells you how good this guy was at science, is that this rat turned into a man. As a part of a science experiment, actually. So then, this, little trio of scientists together decided to band together and attempt to make better science than Mr. Mesa, and figure things out. Unfortunately, Cave's time in charisma school failed to teach him the most valuable lesson. Never, gosh, where was I going with that? His time at charisma school failed to teach him a lesson called, it's never focus more on beating your rival than on actually being successful. That's what it was that he did not learn. And Cave, Carolyn, and Mr. Rat put so much effort into beating Mr. Mesa that they then started to lose out on, profits and other things that are important to people like those who do business. So that was pretty unfortunate. That was kind of a big rip for all of them. Again, big elevation drop here. So big rip to Cave. But luckily for him, he still had one good idea way back in his brain. Mr. Mace had gotten most of them, due to the break-in scandal. Wow, I'm doing things to this base builder. I think it is struggling so much with how much base that I have built. So luckily Cave still had one good idea left in his brain. And that idea was for something that we like to call a portal gun. And the unique thing about this was that it was a gun that didn't actually shoot anything. It just like made holes in walls, and people thought that that was pretty cool and worth investing in. So they decided to go ahead with this, but unfortunately, at this point, it was getting a bit too late for Cave Johnson. He was becoming old. He was becoming outdated. His science ideas weren't as good anymore. And, Mr. Mesa had a big old company working for him. He could afford to hire all sorts of interns and then steal their ideas. But not Cave. He was too busy playing catch-up with Mr. Mesa and, never put together the infrastructure needed to maintain the company. So unfortunately, Cave Johnson reached a point where he could no longer continue to do science, and the entire world mourned. But luckily, there were still, he still had Mr. Rat and Carolyn, and they could still do science. They were still on the science A-list track. Carolyn in particular showed some incredible aptitude for science, and it seemed that she would be the next Cave Johnson. But unfortunately, a tragic science accident left her trapped inside of a computer, and her mortal form disintegrated, thus, really inhibiting her ability to do science. But she was nothing if not resilient, and over time she worked through it and eventually adjusted to her new form, and became the world's very first robot scientist. Did I grab all of the water? Yes, I did. I've got water for days. So then, Carolyn and Mr. Rat continued to work together. But unfortunately, the further they got into their science, the more they realized that the only science that they could do that was really effective involved human subjects. Nothing like, unethical experimentation. But they needed to test their stuff, and so they had to bring people in. And here's where we enter Shell. Shell was a bright upstart young scientist who wanted to do science, but unfortunately, due to her being unable to speak, no one took her seriously. So she decided that the best way to get people to take her seriously at science was to work with some other scientists, notably Carolyn and Mr. Rat. Nothing like unethical? I guess, okay, no, you're right. You're right, Rogue. It definitely was unethical, just not like cutting people open, I guess, is the big thing. Like, anytime that they did that, it was 100% approved science, and their subjects agreed with it. It wasn't like they were kidnapping people off the streets to cut them open, But, so Shell, this, new upstart young scientist, made her way onto the science field. And everyone was really concerned about this because she was very good at science. They didn't quite understand how good at science she was until she started performing like the absolute best science that anyone had ever seen. And then Carolyn and Mr. Rat started to feel threatened. Mr. Rat got over his feelings of jealousy pretty quickly because he was an actual rat, and as such, didn't really experience emotions in the same way that humans did. I like how people... Cave Johnson, you may have noticed that your blood is gasoline. I mean, you're right. You're right. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Yeah, so, they began to be jealous of Shell. Mr. Rat, actual rat, was actually pretty okay with that. But Carolyn, unfortunately, when she got transferred into the computer in the tragic science accident, actually lost most of her ability to have empathy for people, and being upstaged by someone else at science started to drive her a little bit crazy. She didn't have, she wasn't able to quite respond to something like that the way she was supposed to be able to anymore. And by that I mean she wasn't able to have a healthy emotional response to someone being better at science because she was a literal computer. There we go. That's the sentence I'm looking for. So yeah, Carolyn kind of decided to go crazy. She had a big falling out with Mr. Rat, and they end up having to part their ways. But unfortunately, Mr. Rat forgot to tell Shell that Carolyn was having this reaction, and Shell got trapped inside the facility. Carolyn went on a full, full villain arc, decided that her name would then be GLaDOS, and started trapping people and doing even more unethical experiments involving, throwing people into incinerators and, death water and all this. But she was keeping Shell for last because, obviously she had to, keep her rival around and, rub defeat in her face. Unfortunately for her, Shell then proceeded to still just be very good at science. So when she did finally get pulled out of, whatever stasis she was in to go through the testing, Shell was good at science and managed to complete all of it unscathed. In fact, Shell managed to escape the final death trap and make her way through the facility and then absolutely own GLaDOS in a game of Tetris. And this was clearly, the final blow for GLaDOS. If she could be beaten Tetris by someone, then what's even the point? So, throwing a massive fit, she decided to completely destroy the facility and everyone in it. Luckily, Shell managed to escape with her life, but she didn't manage to actually escape because the backup systems that GLaDOS had put in place to prevent her from escaping trapped her and brought her back and put her back in stasis. And thus we get to the end of Portal 1. And every single one of the events that I just mentioned actually happened in Portal 1. So, just in case you're confused if I was mixing the storylines around at all, I wasn't. That's just literally what happened in the first game. The second game is where we start to get things happening that's a little more interesting. Well, I guess it's the entire thing is interesting, but the second game is where things start to get a bit wider in scale, I guess. So the second game opens up with Shell being awakened from cryosleep. She's suffered some brain damage while being in stasis for so long, so she doesn't actually super remember the events of the first story very well. But we meet this little guy named Wheatley. Now, Wheatley is an absolute little rat gremlin of a man, who's actually also a robot. I guess this is kind of spoilers for later, but so Wheatley actually was involved in the same science accident that Carolyn was involved in, and also got turned into a robot, but he was not as good of a scientist as her, so he didn't become as good of a robot. He's just a little guy now, just again a little gremlin man. But so he wakes Shell up from her stasis because he's trying to find a way to stop being a robot and get back to being a human, and he thinks that if he can manage to use Shell's science experience that he'll be able to do it. But again, unfortunately, Shell's suffered some negative effects of being in stasis for so long, and so she can't she can't access the science section of her brain at the moment. And by the way, GLaDOS is still destroyed at this point. Remember how she threw a big fit at the end of the first game over that Tetris game? She's still dealing with that. She's, sulking off in space. So she doesn't notice that any of this is happening. But so Wheatley decides that in order to get the science section of Shell's brain to activate again, he has to get her to do more testing to try and spark that little bit of science left within her skull. So they go and they start doing some testing, and it's going pretty well. Shell's starting to remember the science. She's starting to make it work. A minor case of serious brain damage. Yes, exactly. That's exactly what Shell had. Very minor case, but very serious brain damage. So yeah, they're doing some testing. It's going well. Shell's starting to remember science, but unfortunately, they catch the attention of GLaDOS. She's decided to come out of her little cocoon of self-pity she made when she lost at Tetris, and has noticed what's up. But, luckily for her, during this time in her little Tetris cocoon, she had a bunch of time to think over her actions, and came to realize that her reaction to the situation was, definitely overboard. She didn't react well. She didn't do things quite right. But unluckily, that means that she also now has spent a bunch of time thinking of how to actually... Okay, I just noticed that my storage is super full, and I don't think I have enough space to drill that titanium, so we'll come back to it. She's now realized that she could be so much worse. Oh, hi, Ray. Hey, welcome on in. I am telling the incorrect story of Portal at the moment. It's definitely 100% real and true, the story of Portal, and clearly nothing is made up or incorrect or exaggerated whatsoever. Clearly not. But yeah, so Gladys comes back from her little Tetris cocoon. She's mostly just been playing Tetris for a while, and there's this interesting thing about Tetris where after a while your brain sort of turns off a little bit and you start like having deeper thoughts. So she's realized that that she could have been worse to Shell. You know, forget all of this like testing and then going into death trap thing. If she just keeps Shell doing mediocre science for the rest of her existence, that will be a far worse punishment than death ever could be. Because remember, the reason why Shell got involved in the testing in the first place was because she wanted a way to be taken seriously as a scientist. So, Gladys, who gets, you know, kind of disturbed from her little Tetris playing by Wheatley, the little gremlin robot man. Oh, that's a big rock that was suddenly in my way. She comes out of the, she comes in and is like, oh my gosh, I'm back, and I'm going to make all of your lives miserable. And, she proceeds, she's a little, she doesn't like looking at Wheatley because it just reminds her of the science accident that turned her into a robot. So she just kind of, like, scooches him away and, essentially is like, alright, Shell, it's gonna be you and me for the rest of eternity, and I'm gonna make your life miserable. And Shell, who still can't talk, and, is just barely having the science side of her brain reignited by all of the testing that she and Wheatley have been doing, doesn't really know how to react to this, and just sort of goes along with it. So Gladys proceeds to send Shell through a ton more testing, but unfortunately it's not really working the way that she wanted it to. Because of that, minor serious brain damage that Shell has sustained during her time in stasis, Shell doesn't quite realize that she's being underutilized as a scientist in this scenario. So Gladys is starting to get frustrated with that, starting to look for different options because, if the eternal torment you're putting someone through isn't working, then what's the point of continuing on with the eternal torment? But the thing is that Wheatley's also having some thoughts. Remember, he still wants to turn into a human again, and Shell's still the case for that. The science side of Shell's brain has been activating more and more as the testing continues, but Gladys can't quite tell because, she isn't close enough to Shell to tell that that's happening. So Shell's starting to come to closer awareness, even though, well, apparently I've never picked one of these up normally. Time to stab it. But yeah, so like all this is happening. Shell's maybe starting to think about escaping because she can tell what's happening. She can see what Gladys is attempting to do, and it may not be working the way that she wants to, but like, Shell knows. So Wheatley decides to go and break Shell out, and they find each other and they start escaping. Shell doesn't really have any better options at this point, so she goes along with it. And then eventually they get to a point where Wheatley takes Shell back to the spot where the science accident happens, or happened. The spot where Gladys and Wheatley got turned into robots. Now Gladys has been hot on their tail. She's realized that Shell's science mind has reopened and is like, hey, the eternal torment is gonna work now. Like, she was thinking about moving on to something else, but now that she knows that Shell is like back in commission, she wants her revenge. So, Wheatley and Shell, they're at the spot where the science accident happens. Gladys bursts in and is like, aha, I found you. But it's interrupting the Wheatley and Shell's thing, because, Shell doesn't actually really know how to turn Wheatley back into a human, but he was kind of insisting, like, no, it's gonna work, I promise, like, just fix this machine and, like, turn it back. And, Shell's super kind of uncomfortable with that, because, again, that's not her, that's not really her area of expertise, but, But they turn the machine on, Gladys bursts in, and somehow all the wires get crossed, and no one gets turned back into human, but Gladys and Wheatley do switch. Oh, hi Ray. Thanks for the exclamation marks. Yeah, it's a pretty dramatic part of the story. It's honestly has some of my favorite visuals in the entire game. So, remember how I said that Wheatley was not as good of a scientist as Carolyn, which is why when they got turned into robots, he got turned into a worse robot? Yeah, the thing about that is that he's still not as good of a scientist as her. So having this better robot body is not really working out for him. He kind of immediately goes off the rails. You know how it took Caroline a little bit to go off the rails? It took, like, encountering jealousy for the first time for her to actually, oh, my shadows. Oh, hello. I made a machine that constantly switches you between life and death. Pog. Machine Pog, you know? Very cool, Rogue. Very nice. Many thanks for sharing that. But yeah, so Wheatley just immediately goes crazy. Like he barely encounters jealousy and just kind of goes off the rails. Torture machine, not Pog. Oh, yeah, no, less Pog if it's a torture machine. Yeah, no, we do not approve. We do not approve. Yeah, so Wheatley, like, encounters the slightest bit of jealousy over Shell being a better scientist, and just goes completely off his rocker, you know, not having a good time whatsoever. Is just being a little trash gremlin man, except this time he's in the better robot body, and so that's pretty cringe. That's a pretty cringe fail. So Wheatley decides to banish Shell and Gladys, now in the inferior robot body, to somewhere where he never has to look at them again. And that means sending them back to the area of the facility that Cave Johnson himself built back when he was still doing science. And that's a big deal, because remember, Carolyn was a part of the original crew that Cave Johnson put together to do science. So, you know, this is kind of her revisiting her past. Which I personally love, a moment when you have to have a character revisit, like, a past and people that she used to spend time with and all the things. I don't know, I thought it was a particularly inspired plot point. Yeah, so they get banished to the lower sections of Aperture. Luckily, Wheatley is still adapting to his new robot body, so he doesn't, like, properly restrain them or anything, and they're able to escape from their escort pretty quickly. Now the people on the machine, is he alive? Oh boy. Yeah, no, we are, yeah, that tortured, not Pog, you know? Oh boy. Oh boy. I'm gonna need to put some reinforcement on this thing soon. Yeah, so they're down in the lower sections of the science world. They've escaped from their escort, but, you know, like, Wheatley still knows that they're out there. He knows that they've gotten away. And that might be where we leave the real and true, definitely not fake story of Aperture for the moment, because I think I gotta stop streaming pretty soon. So we're gonna go ahead and have that be our last section of the mega base for today. I'm going to need to reinforce this sucker, which means I need some lithium, and we will get to that next time. But yeah, I don't know, I might not remember to come back to the real and true tale of Aperture, but if that's something that you guys want to revisit, just go ahead and remind me next time we're doing this. Yeah, I know, Shard, but we've reached that time, we've reached that moment. You know, we've done the things, and we just gotta finish it up now. But yeah. I hope you guys have been enjoying the 100% true story of Aperture that is clearly, clearly the actual tale. Am I stream after you leave? Do you gotta go to work? I do, yeah. Weekends are a pretty busy time for me work-wise. That's like my, kitty cat poster. Kitty cat poster. Oh, is it E time too? Oh, it is! It is E time! Alright. yeah, I said that, you know, at some point today I need to do the very loud E. And I think that we have officially hit that moment. Alright. Gosh, I gotta, which days do you not work? Mondays. Like Sundays and Mondays mostly are my no work days. Other than that, I'm pretty much mostly gonna be at work. I work evenings. Yeah. Okay. Thoughts. Thinking. Brain consuming thoughts. I gotta say things. I gotta say words. Yeah, so thanks much everyone for 225 followers. That is a really big number of peeps who have followed, and I appreciate it muchly. The the follower goal for this time was that when we announced at 275, oh gosh, maybe. I think I was planning on doing 250 as the next milestone, but no, we could do, maybe. I'll think about that. I will consider. But yeah, the follower goal was that when 225 was hit, I would do my loudest E. And I believe it is time for that. Gosh, I gotta like psych myself up now. I'm trying to decide, like, how am I gonna do a really, really loud E? This is probably going to absolutely peak my microphone, so I guess audio warning, my mic's probably not gonna be able to handle this properly. But ready? 3, 2, 1. E! Oh, that just went high in my voice. I gotta, no, that went too high. That wasn't enough force behind it. We gotta do it again. Okay, again, warning, audio loudness. 3, 2, 1. E! Loudest I've ever heard Quimby. E! Alright. We're gonna, I don't want to actually shout because there's people downstairs and I don't want them to be concerned about me, but E! I don't know, I should stop doing it. Oh gosh. Congratulations, many thanks to everyone. You're usually really quiet. Yeah, I'm usually, I usually don't scream whatsoever, so, yeah, no, I get that. You're just eating dinner and you hear from above you. E. That's the experience. That's what just happened there. Yeah, but that's where we are going to go ahead and leave it for today. Right, Kraken Priest. I could check them out for the moment. Let's go ahead. Oh, forgot to save for a second. That would have been bad. It's another Subnautica streamer. Oh yeah, I do love reading other Subnautica streamers when I play Subnautica. Okay, I'm gonna turn on some cool jazz. I'm gonna shut down the game in the background, so that, you know, it's not also open. Don't mind that. Don't mind the noise. It's fine. Just a quick warning, like back in there. Chat is horny. Ooh. Ooh. I fear. Oh, I fear. They themselves are not proud of it. Let me look them up and see what we've got. Let me see. Let me give my little spiel while we're going though. Thanks so much everyone for coming today. I hope you enjoyed. I just needed some chill times. You know. So many thanks for participating with that. Let's just I could make a nice stream today. Thank you. I enjoyed it greatly. And yeah, okay. Yeah, we can do a raid. You know, I don't have anyone else I was looking for, so let's just go ahead and go for it. Gosh, what was I saying? I will be back on Monday. Sundays are, I do not stream, but Monday we will be back, and yeah, that'll be cool. That'll be chill. I stream Monday through Saturday, starting at 1 p.m. Eastern time, and let me get that raid started. Monday, I'm not sure exactly what it is that I'm gonna be doing. Probably more Subnautica or, I don't know, something else, but I don't know. for now, I hope you all have an absolutely lovely rest of your day. And yeah, see you next time. Okay, bye.